Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to everybody out there who has commented on my videos, who have DM me on Instagram, and who have interacted with me either on my Facebook page or my Twitter. Really appreciate just the engagement that I've been receiving for all the ideas and topics that I've been speaking about. And I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day in order to just setting a note to me or just words of encouragement or compliments or kind words. I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. So this topic that I'm talking about today, as you probably have seen in where the title is going to be here, is I come across a lot of people who just in conversation or reading emails and reading messages and stuff are just bitter. Um, and a lot of it has to do with just not understanding and being empathetic and realizing that people have different upbringings and different situation and circumstances. So let me go ahead and dive into this. So I want to talk about how so many people are bitter on the fact that you come across people that don't know the things that you expected them to know or that you thought that they should know, just because they're at a certain age in their life, or they look like they were raised in a culture, or just so many slew of different situations and circumstances. And I wanted to tackle this right here, right now, on how we can be better instead of being bitter. All right, so let me set the presence. An example would be, um, you know, a lot of times people have this expectation when you're at a certain age, like you hit 21, you hit 25, you hit 30 or whatever, for men or women to know a certain amount of things in their life. Like, oh, you should have known how to deal with that situation, or you should have known how to reply to this, or why didn't you know the fact that you should be more like this or like that? And ask yourself if you've done that. Ask yourself if you've either thought or asked or actually said that to someone. Like, oh my gosh, you're 40 and you don't know that? Or you're 18 and you didn't even think like that? And the reason why I say that is it's just sad. If you take a step back, it's just sad on how we have these expectations upon that we place upon people that they should know certain things or at a certain time frame in their life. And what if they don't? What if they don't? What if they tell you straight up, I don't know that? Or I wasn't aware that, this is something for me to know, or I was never taught that. What if they told you that? How do you react? Do you stay upset? Do you stay the fact that, what you believe that, oh, you're 25, why don't you know that? Do you stay closed minded into that, just believing that the person is supposed to know? And they're telling you that they don't know that, And there's so many circumstances. Look, they could have been brought up in a different area, a different time. The culture is different, the ethnicity is different. They could be brought up in a different world, like not world, but like in a different nation. The fact that their upbringing was different. And so I think a lot of times people don't realize and don't take the time to understand that, okay, someone who grew up in a very social environment, let's just use, being very social, okay? Someone who grew up in a social environment where their family was very talkative, they're constantly in communication, they grow up in a stage where, or at a rate, maybe socially faster. And when they hit 21, they hit 23, they hit 25, whatever, 30, 40, they're very well to do when it comes to speaking, and their communication with other people and their understanding with people may be a little higher, right? As we would gauge that, a little more connected. And then there's someone who is the same age, maybe the same ethnicity, but their upbringing was more direct, was more reserved. Parents told him to be quiet. Parents told him just to do as you're told. Parents and family was just like, keep hush. Don't talk about your family. Don't talk about anything. Just work, go to school, work, make a living, and keep it pushing. And so when they hit about 30, 25, 30, they're kind of socially awkward, or they don't speak as much, they're more reserved, or they might not understand social cues. Do we ever take that in consideration? No. Because us being selfish people of who we are, believe that at certain points in people's lives, they should know certain things. And that's just not the case. And I wanted to shed light on this because stop being that asshole. Each of us, like, stop being that person that expects people at a certain age or at a certain point in their life that they should have everything together. They should understand like the whole gamut of life. Like they should have answers for everything, because that's not the case. You don't know everything in this world. You don't know how it is to be who they are. You don't understand. And have you taken the chance to understand what they've been through? So I want to shed light on this because in order to be better, in order to understand one another, in order to get together and progress as a society, we need to be more patient and ask more questions and be willing to understand why they don't know certain things or they're not familiar with certain things. And be okay with the fact that if someone doesn't know or they don't understand, that here's our opportunity to teach. Here's our opportunity to lend advice. Here's our opportunity to shed some light for something that they may not be aware of or not know. So are you willing to put your pride aside, put the fact that you believe that this person at age 30, 40, 50, whatever, should know certain things, but are you willing to put that aside and guide them when they tell you that they don't know or they don't understand? Do you have the patience to do so? Because I think each and every one of us need to check our egos at the door and realize that the only way we're going to operate in this world is we help one another. That's it. We help ourselves to become better people in order to help others become better people also. That's how this whole thing works. So stop believing in the fact that you need to, a person needs to be perfectly, understand everything in this world. It's just like what I talked about in previous videos where there's no blueprint to be a parent. There's no blueprint to be a child. We're all learning this together, right? So take the time, take the energy, have some patience, and be willing to work with one another, to communicate with one another, and really develop and cultivate relationships to grow and to learn. That's the thing. Once you notice that you do that, you're going to be more at peace with yourself, and you're going to feel a lot better being able to help someone expand their horizons. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Please comment whatever you think. Were you like that as a person? Did you feel as though you were the other person who kept getting, people saying like, dang, you're so-and-so age and you don't know this? Like, how did you deal with that? Now, were you the other person where you had this projection that you thought people should be at certain points in their lives, at certain ages? Were you that person? You projected that? Now, how did you react when they told you that, they don't know? Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let the community know so we all can grow together. I love the interaction. I love what we're talking about. I love the topics that are coming. I got a whole lot more. I'm just taking my time through it, y'all. This isn't anything that I'm rushing through. This isn't anything that is crazy. Like I need to pump out videos. I'm doing this on my own time. And I thank you for being patient with me and understanding that I just want to do this when my heart feels as though it's the right time to do so. All right, so comment below, hit me up, DM me, all the information in the link below. I love you guys. I thank you for so much encouragement and the love and support over the years. We're going to keep this rocking and rolling. Until next time, y'all, take care. I love you. Cheers. Os.